Hello everyone, this is 05 and welcome to the Cobra Master tutorial review. And today are you looking at the 2011 release by Hasbro of the G.I. Joe celebrating the 30th anniversary action figure review. And today's action figure review looking at the Wave 2 of the G.I. Joe Renegades of Cobra Commander, Cobra Leader. Now I got this straight from eBay by purchasing all 4 of the Renegades figures, and each one of them cost 55 ringgit, which is a bit more pricier compared to the retail pricing of 39 ringgit and 90 cents. Provided we even get these figures in our local retail price in Malaysia at all, because Hasbro Malaysia did not brought in any of the 30th anniversary figures to Malaysia, so I have to resort in getting this straight from eBay, which is rather disappointing actually. Now let's take a look at the front portion of the packaging itself. You'll notice on one side of the artwork style here is not as detailed compared to the Wave 1 packaging for the rest of the figures. The artwork style here is based on the G.I. Joe Renegades animation, which is very accurate to the animation style. Very nicely done. Here we have a nice image of Cobra Commander. And speaking of Cobra Commander, inside the plastic bubble we have the figure now holding one hand the snake staff, and the other hand that is a smaller pistol. Next to him is a full face helm of an alternative head for Cobra Commander. Below him is a small little Cobra snake. Behind the figure is the base stand, as you can see there, and behind the base stand itself is a all folded up catalog that features, Pursuit of Cobra Wave 1 and Wave 2 figures, which makes no sense at all. Why Hasbro still put these catalogs in a 30th anniversary packaging? It's just beyond me. Most probably they just wanted to save costs and they don't want to remove all the printed catalogs, because that would be a waste of money. At the back portion of the packaging itself, we have a full body artwork of Cobra Commander from the G.I. Joe Renegades. Here is the rest of the lineup. You will notice some of the pictures has been revealed because those are Wave 2 figures. First things first, for the Wave 1 figures we have Sergeant Stalker, Steel Brigade, Cobra Trooper, Iron Grenadier, Cobra Viper, and Hazard Viper. For the Wave 2 figures we have 3 of the images which is revealed. We have Duke, Snake Eyes, and Cobra Commander. Now at the bottom section of the packaging itself is the file card for Cobra Commander, so I'm gonna bring it up close a little bit. Code name Cobra Commander, Cobra Leader. Name Adam D. Cobra. Birthplace classified. Primary weapon Biocontainment Claw. Biocontainment Claw? What Biocontainment Claw? There's no Biocontainment Claw. Combat gear Snake. Okay. Snake's shaped command staff, okay, pistol, and computer. Again, where is the computer? That's what I am really confused about, because I have checked this packaging over and over again. There is no biocontainment claw and there is no computer. So where are those two, accessories? Probably removed, and the profile card has not changed after that. Here you got a nice little image of Cobra Commander there, the Renegades version, and you got a nice little stamp there of a Cobra's insignia. Very nice. Bottom section there is a smaller write-up stated, Cobra Commander is the shadowy figure who runs Cobra Industries. To the public he is known as the kind, generous Adam D. Cobra, but the truth is that he is a ruthless megalomaniac who wants to rule the world and will crush anyone who gets in his way. Very nice. So without further ado, let's open up this packaging so we can molest the figure. Be right back. And we're back of the figure and the rest of the stuff out from packaging. Now let's take a look at Cobra Commander's accessories, starting off with the base stand. Now it comes with a nice little base stand that's based on the 25th anniversary mold of a Cobra base stand. You've got a nice little Cobra logo on the top with 2 pegs for the figure to stand on. Now nameplate there stated as Cobra Commander, and at the back portion of the base stand itself, bottom section there stated as at 2007 Hasbro, made in China. Now Cobra Commander here comes with very little amount of accessories. And if I'm not wrong, he's supposed to come with 2 more accessories as according to the back portion of the profile card: a biocontainment claw and a computer. Let's assume that the biocontainment claw is the same biocontainment claw that came from the Rise of Cobra Rex the Doctor, where one of the accessories is a claw itself, and the computer is basically a laptop, as shown in this image here. Now he is lacking 2 of the accessories. Okay, fine, whatever. That's the prototype, well, release images. So let's take a look at the mass-produced version. First, he comes with a smaller pistol made of a, well, grey plastic material color, which is actually painted. Now, this is the same mold that came from the Black Dragon Vito, the pilot Cobra Air Troopers accessory. Same accessory that's being packaged for the Renegades Cobra Commander. Now, the figure can actually hold this very well. The mold is actually quite nice. However, for Cobra Commander to wield this, well, pistol, the left hand is a bit angled downwards, so it fits very well on the right hand. Now, what's funny about this pistol is that you cannot store the pistol onto Cobra Commander's body. There's no holster there. Funny thing about holster is that, as you can see here, the back portion of the artwork itself, there's a smaller holster there. You can see that. But the figure is not being molded with a holster or given an accessory that to attach onto the belt with a gun holster. So no, Cobra Commander can't hold, well, can't store the pistol. He can only hold the pistol. Next we have his Cobra Snake, which is made of a very dull, well, green plastic material color with a bit of paint job on the top there. Now, this Cobra Snake is the same mold that's found in the Rise of Cobra series and even the Pursuit of Cobra of Croc Master. We've been given with the Cobra accessory here way too many times, so it's kind of sickening when you look at it right now. At least to me, it's kind of sickening. And what's worse, is this the representation of Serpentor in the Renegades animation? He does not look anything like, well, like Serpentor, because, well, Serpentor in the Renegades animation is way too huge, as shown as in this image here. He's so huge that he can swallow Destro? What is this? Never mind, we'll put that on one side. Maybe he's just his pet snake. Another pet snake. Next we have a black Cobra staff here made of a black plastic material color with no paint job. Now the entire mold here is nothing new. It's the same old mold that you'll find in the 25th anniversary line. Now this is a funny joke, because in the Renegades animation, Cobra Commander did not use a Cobra staff. He, however, used a Cobra cane instead, and can zap Dr. Mindbender with some electrical energy blast. This is a staff. This is not a cane. Why, Hasbro, do you have to give this version of Cobra Commander with the same old mold, which is not even accurate to the show? Again, staff, the Cobra staff, the Cobra itself, and the smaller pistol, that all these accessories are not even animation accurate at all, which is rather disappointing. Now finally we have his alternative head, which is made of a, well, grey plastic material color, as you can see here. So the entire head here is actually painted. The entire, well, face helmet there is painted in silver, not chrome, which is kind of pity. And the side of the ears there, which is covered, is painted in really dull blue, and his flesh tone skin is actually, well, painted in white. Very nice. The head is a bit more bigger compared to the original head that's been attached to the figure itself. Slightly tad more bigger. Now let's take a look at the figure's paint job. Now you'll notice the entire figure here, majority of the parts are not painted at all. That is quite typical of Hasbro to save costs and not do a total paint job. So majority of parts here, the torso, the waist there, the crotch area, the skirt, the thighs, knees, the entire arms there, even the collar on the neck there is all made of a very dull looking blue plastic material color. Now granted that the color is almost accurate to the show, but I rather that the blue is as darker blue as compared to the packaging itself. As you can see, both colors are really off there. But if you compare to the animation style, it is a bit accurate. All the buttons there are painted in gold, very nice. Well, it's more gold there, very nicely done of all the buttons. Now the neck joint there is painted in red, as you can see there, very glossy red, very nice. Bottom section of the sleeve there is painted in red, also very glossy red. The belt is also painted in very glossy red. Belt buckle is painted in very, I would say, very darker colored yellow paint job there. The entire thigh section is not painted at all. Knee is not painted. The lower section of the boots itself, the entire boots are not painted. It's made of a grey plastic material color, except for the leg section here just below the knee, which is painted the same kind of dull blue as the rest of the body. The head, however, is quite interesting. Half of the face there is painted in white. The other side there, the half of the, well, face helm there is painted in silver. Bottom section of the face helm is painted in, well, glossy red. He is also painted with an eyebrow and black eye pupil. Does this look like anything that, well, Cobra Commander actually has an eyebrow with a black pupil? What's wrong with you, Hasbro? How can you mess up such a simple paint job? No eyebrow and red pupil eye. That's all I'm asking. What is this? What is this? Seriously, Hasbro, what's wrong with you? Now, the paint job there is, majority of the parts is okay, except for the face, which really annoys me a lot. Now let's take a look at the figure's mold. Majority of the parts are actually new molds, except for the leg part. The entire pair of legs there are reused molds. As you can see there, the thighs, the lower legs, and the boots there is actually from the 25th anniversary of the Resolute Cobra Commander's legs. Knee joints, however, is actually from the 25th anniversary of Cobra Commander. Any of the Cobra Commander with this kind of pants look. The rest of the body parts are all new stuff, so this is actually quite nice. Problem is that it's given also with the skirt there, so it hinders the articulation as well. So this is a separate piece of an accessory, which there's no way for you to remove it unless you snip it off. Now the mold for the new uniform is actually very nice, apart from the legs there. So the uniform here is actually quite nicely done with the buttons, the collars. Problem with the collar here is also hinders the neck joint a little bit, well, most of the part. So it's actually nicely done with the details. As you can see, let's compare to the size itself for the two heads. As you can see, this is the half face and this is the full helm there. And both of the heads there, one of the heads are actually way more bigger than the other one, as you can see there. Furthermore, what really pisses me off on this head mode is because if you compare to this head mode here, as you can see on one bottom section here, you get to see a little bit of the red clothing there, but on the other side it does not reveal the red clothing. You compare it to the animation, it's all even out, as you can see. But why, Hasbro, do you have to sculpt it on one uneven side. It really infuriates me when I see something like this. Really, the head sculpt here is not totally accurate at all, both paint job and the mold. The other head is actually accurate. Now, let's take a look at the figure's articulation. As I mentioned before, the collar here hinders the neck articulation, so you can only pivot, well, you can only turn it a little bit on one side here and the other side here. And if you turn it anymore, it pivots the entire head upwards until you, well, pop the head off. You can also input the other head, but which is a rather tight joint because due to the collars itself, but it looks rather nice on this one instead. As you can see, it's really tight, and you can turn the head for this one much more better compared to that one, because it doesn't tilt the head upwards as obvious compared to that version. Of course, you're gonna stretch the collar, but I prefer this version of the head. Torso here can pivot forward a little bit, back a little bit, cannot go side to side, but can turn 360 degrees. Shoulder joints here can turn 360 degrees and lift the arms only this high. Elbow joint here can bend this far, back a little bit, and turn 360 degrees. And what's interesting to note is about this figure's wrist joint. They actually give him an additional joint there. First, the wrist joint can turn 360 degrees and pivot down and up. And if you're thinking that the other wrist joint here will go inwards and outwards, wrong. It's the same joint. It goes down and up. Very nice. Now, as I mentioned before, the skirt here hinders the thigh articulation, the hip articulation, so it can only move this far. This is the same deal that goes with the 25th anniversary Resolute Cobra Commander skirt. So it can only move this far from the forward and back this much. And you can only spread the legs this far. And it has a double jointed knee, but the problem is you can only bend this far due to the hindrance of the back section of the skirt itself. Then we have ankle joint that pivots downwards, upwards, and turn 360 degrees. Now overall, the figure here, a lot of the parts are not even animation accurate at all. Except for this head, I prefer this version of head. It doesn't have the gun holster. It doesn't have the snake cane. It doesn't even come with a proper size serpentor, and even a proper weapon that is shown in the animation. This head here is not accurate at all because it has an eyebrow and has a black pupil eye, and the bottom section of the mold here does not even look accurately compared to the animation or the artwork itself. But I really like the figure, but it is a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of disappointment. The figure can't even actually pose very well due to the skirt itself. The neck joint there doesn't even turn very well, especially when you put this head itself. It's rather tight. I'm not too sure what we're going to do in the long run. But overall, the figure is actually not bad. This look not bad. That looks horrible. And the rest of the accessory is kind of pointless. If I'm gonna give a rating out of this, if you're a fan of the series, you'll probably get pissed off just as much as I am. But if you want to collect a decent Cobra Commander figure with, majority of the new parts, this is not bad. If I'm gonna give a rating out of this, for this look, I'll give it a nice 7 out of 10. Despite with all the complaints out there, yes, 7 out of 10, because it still looks very nice despite all the flaws there. I just don't want to look at that head. So 7 out of 10 for the Renegades version of Cobra Commander. I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.